Good afternoon, everyone. My dear student of class 10, welcome to my economics class. Today, section 11.1 measurement of GNP. So before that, there are some classes I have explained what is GNP. So the GNP we can measure by three ways. Number one, taking the produced goods and services into account. That means various types of goods and services are produced in the economy of any country to meet the needs of the people. So, it is not possible to calculate the total amount of these goods and services into account. So, the amount of total production of each commodity and each services is to be multiplied with their market price to calculate the amount of GNP. The summation of the final value of each commodity and services obtained in this way is called GNP. Here we will multiply the final goods with market price. Final goods means the commodity which is ready for consuming. Now here why we will count the final goods into account, I am explained that many goods are purchased and sold more than once as primary and secondary products. Before arrive the market at the final phase. These purchase and sale occur between the producers and businessmen. At the final phase of the production of the commodity, consumers purchase and consume it. After the purchase by the consumer, it is no more purchased or sold. If the commodity is counted at each phase to calculate the GNP, the amount of gross national product will not be correct. So, in calculating GNP, only the final production will be counted. Okay, so to avoid the double counting, we have to consider the final production to calculate the GNP. Now, one example. Suppose if we want to make a dress, furniture or produce rice, so there are some steps. At first, we have to produce, in case of shirt, we have to produce cotton at first, then cotton we have to transform into yarn, then yarn transfer into fabric, then from fabric we will make shirt. Okay, but to produce cotton there is some cost, to yarn there is some prices of yarn, to fabric there is also the cost of fabrics. So if we count all these, that is cotton into GNP, yarn into GNP, and the fabric also will be included in the GNP, that time again shirt, the price of shirt will be included in the GNP. So obviously to make one product we have to included these things again and again. So this is called the double counting. We are counting cotton, yarn, fabric, and also shirt. Okay, so to avoid this type of double counting, the final goods, that is shirt, the price of shirt will be considered as the final production, and the price of shirt will be take to count the GNP. Clear? Again, over here another example, tree. From tree we get wood, and then there are many process, and after that we get furniture. Okay, So like this paddy, when we produce paddy, so from paddy there are some process, and each process there are prices, cost of this production, and then finally we get rice, and rice has the fixed another prices. Okay, so when we added this paddy, the price of paddy, some process over there and get the rice and also rice, so obviously there will be double counting. So about this double counting, we will include the final production into the GNP, or to calculate the GNP. Understand? Now, second, taking the earned income of the factors of the production into account. Okay, so before that, factors of production. Factors of production means there are 4 factors of production: land, labor, capital, and organization. I have explained all these in your class. So, from these factors of production, we income or earn money. So, from land, we get rent. From labor, we get wages. For capital, we get interest. And from organization, we earn profit. So, if we add all this, that means rent, total rent of the country, then total wages of the country, then total interest of the country, and profit of the country, that time we will get the earned income of the factors of the production. That means we will get the GNP from this method. Clear? Third number, taking the total expenditure of the society into account. So, before that, the total income of any country is spent on 2 ways. So, everyone earns money, and that money is expended by 2 ways, or in 2 ways. That is, number 1, to buy utility of goods, that is for buying our necessity goods or to meet our basic demands. Second, to invest, that means after meeting our basic demand, we save some money for our future consumption. It may be consumption, it may be invest. Especially we save money for our future consumption or investment. Generally, there are 3 types of spenders. Number 1, government, various government and non-government organization, and third number, the people. So, when we count this type of expenditure of the country, so according to this method, the financial value of GNP is calculated by totaling all types of expenditure of the country in a specific period of time. So, government spends money for in different sectors. Then various government and non-government organizations also expend money for different regions or different sectors. And other people, the citizen also, they spend money for different purposes. So all this expenditure, if we calculate it, and then we get the GNP. But the amount of total GNP of these 3 methods may not be same. It may be approx. Okay. But the first one is the most important and most easiest method to calculate the GNP. Now, difference between GNP and GNI. Okay, GNP. GNP means we know the total monetary value of goods and services produced by local factor, that means inside and outside of the country, is called GNP. But it may not be equalized with the total income or the total expenses of the society, because to continue production process, some portion is separated from the financial value of GNP to make up the damages of the capital items such as buying machinery or repairing equipment, etc. This portion is not included in the income of factors of the production. So GNP and GNI is not same. But for the sake of the advantages of discussion, GNP and GNI are many times used having the same meaning. Now one example over here. Suppose if we think that this is an iron bar. Okay. So in the time of production, if we need 3 pieces of iron bar of 10 centimeter, that time we have to buy a long iron bar of 35 centimeter. Then if we cut this 35 centimeter iron bar into 3 pieces, we will get 3 pieces of iron bar of 10 centimeter. But there is 5 centimeter, this 5 centimeter left, which we will consider as wastage, isn't it? But when we bought this iron bar, we have to pay for this 5 centimeter also. Again, another simple example is that when a building is constructing, that time you have seen that some sand and some pieces of bricks become wastage, isn't it? Due to construction of buildings. But money is paid when sand and brick was brought. So in the calculation of GNI, this type of damage will not be considered. So we can tell that is GNP and GNI is not the same matter. Now there is one question, that is, can GDP be greater than GNP? Yes, it is possible for GDP to be higher than GNP, and it is also possible for GNP to be higher than GDP. When GNP greater than GDP is the best for a country. Okay, because it means that the population of that country will have a greater total income than if GDP was greater than GNP. Understand? So this is my last for today class, and then if you have any problem, you must question me. So up to this, thank you everyone. Stay at your home safely.